Welcome to this extended geopolitical analysis. Today we take a closer look at U.S. President Donald Trump's arrival in Switzerland during the World Economic Forum, a moment that comes amid growing diplomatic tension between the United States and its European allies. At the center of this dispute lies Greenland, a vast, sparsely populated Arctic territory that has unexpectedly become one of the most strategically significant locations in global politics. What may appear, on the surface, as a diplomatic disagreement is, in reality, part of a much larger shift in global power dynamics, one that involves security, economics, climate change, and the future of alliances. President Trump's presence in Switzerland is not unusual. U.S. presidents have long used the World Economic Forum as a platform to communicate priorities to global leaders, investors, and policymakers. However, what makes this visit different is timing. Relations between Washington and several European capitals are already under strain due to trade disputes, defense spending disagreements, and diverging approaches to global security. The Greenland issue has now added a new and unexpected layer of tension. Rather than remaining a theoretical debate, Greenland has become a live geopolitical issue discussed openly on the world stage. This shift alone signals that something fundamental is changing in how power is exercised between traditional allies. To understand the situation, it's essential to understand Greenland's strategic value. Greenland sits between North America and Europe, directly along key Arctic and North Atlantic military routes. During the Cold War, the island played a crucial role in early warning missile detection systems. That relevance has only increased in the modern era. Climate change has accelerated Arctic ice melt, opening new shipping lanes and increasing access to natural resources, including rare earth minerals critical for modern technology, renewable energy systems, and defense manufacturing. From Washington's perspective, losing influence in Greenland could mean allowing rival powers, particularly Russia and China, to gain a strategic foothold dangerously close to U.S. territory. From Europe's perspective, Greenland represents sovereignty, international law, and the principle that borders and control cannot be altered through pressure or economic leverage. The Trump administration's approach reflects a broader strategic mindset: security dominance through geographic control and economic leverage. Rather than relying solely on multilateral frameworks, the U.S. is signaling a preference for direct influence and transactional diplomacy. Supporters of this approach argue that it reflects geopolitical reality, that power competition has returned, and that hesitation creates vulnerability. Critics, however, warn that such tactics risk alienating allies and weakening the very alliances that have underpinned Western security for decades. This tension between pragmatism and partnership lies at the heart of the current dispute. European leaders have responded with visible concern. While Europe shares U.S. security interests in the Arctic, it strongly opposes any suggestion that economic pressure or unilateral action should determine Greenland's future. For many European policymakers, this issue is not just about Greenland, it is about precedent. If economic leverage becomes a standard tool for reshaping sovereignty, it could destabilize the broader international system. As a result, European leaders have emphasized international law, self-determination, and collective decision-making, even as they attempt to avoid open confrontation. The World Economic Forum now serves as more than a meeting of business leaders. It has become a stage for geopolitical signaling. Every statement, meeting, and absence is closely analyzed. President Trump's messaging in Switzerland is being interpreted not just by Europe, but by Moscow, Beijing, and emerging powers across the global South. How the U.S. handles this dispute will influence perceptions of American leadership, whether it is seen as assertive, unpredictable, or strategically calculating. Looking ahead, geopolitical analysts generally outline three likely paths forward. First, managed compromise. The U.S. and Europe could reach a quiet agreement involving expanded U.S. military presence, economic investment, or strategic cooperation in Greenland without altering sovereignty. Second, strategic tension without crisis. Public disagreements may continue, accompanied by symbolic trade threats and diplomatic friction, but without crossing into direct conflict. Third, economic escalation. If tariff threats materialize, Europe may respond in kind, increasing economic strain and weakening transatlantic coordination. an outcome that would benefit rival powers observing from afar. At present, most experts believe the second scenario is the most likely. Beyond the immediate dispute, this episode reflects a deeper transformation. The Arctic is emerging as a core arena of global competition. Alliances are being tested. Smaller territories like Greenland are gaining a stronger voice in global affairs. How these challenges are managed will shape international relations for decades. As President Trump addresses global leaders in Switzerland, the Greenland issue serves as a powerful reminder that geopolitics today is no longer defined by distant battlefields, but by strategic geography, economic leverage, and alliance trust. This is not just a dispute over an island. It is a signal of how the world's balance of power is evolving. Thank you for watching. We will continue to follow these developments closely.